So there we go. All right, welcome everybody. I hope you guys are excited as I am. I get really excited about these things. I don't know about you guys, but I feel the pressure for our presenters. I'm feeling it for you, even though I'm not presenting tonight. But I really get excited. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully here. That's what I'm going to do. That way you guys can see our slides. All right, so. And then I'm going to try to get us where we need to go. I'm on a different computer tonight, so you all can feel my pain as I'm trying to find where everything is. All right, so we want to welcome you to our VSTE in Action AI Tools for Teaching Demo Slam, and we thank you so much for those of you who originally signed up for our original date, but unfortunately due to snow and some other conditions, we had to reschedule. But we're so glad you're able to join us tonight. And if you're not able to join us live, we're really excited that you're joining us, through the recording and watching this later. The VSTE in Action Demo Slams are sponsored by the VSTE Education Committee. So right now, if there's anybody else who feels the need to demo slam, there is still time to participate. I think Katie might drop that link in the chat for us. If you still want to sign up, there's still some time. If not, then we've got some excellent presenters tonight. So you're at least gonna leave here with a lot of really good, cool ideas, I think. So just a little background too on the VSTE Education Committee. We are the group that advocates for and advances best practices and effective methods in teaching with technology. And so I consider us one of the most fun committees in the VSTE leadership team. And Tina is a co-host, is the co-chair of that committee, and really the power behind the committee. I'm just going to be honest with you. She's the one that gets things done, and I get to have some fun with her. So we love it. So we love that you're here tonight. So let me see. So we're going to go on and talk about what we're here to do tonight. We're here to do some slamming. So we've modified the rules just slightly because we have a little more time, and we feel like some of these tools might take you a little bit longer. Typically we have 3 minutes to pitch, but tonight you have 5. We have 5 whole minutes, and believe me, 5 whole minutes is going to go by quickly, even though it's 2 more minutes normal, but it's still going to go by quick. Each entry must have some visuals, so whether you choose to share your screen and do live demo or do screenshots, that's up to you, but we want to see your screen. And if anyone needs permissions, just drop it in the chat there, and Tina will get you sorted out. All right, so again, we're here for this is a friendly competition, so no negative comments about any other entries. So you guys in the chat, keep it classy, keep it classy. And remember that it's a friendly competition designed to share resources and ideas. And I don't know about you guys, but if anybody of those who were at the live demo slam at the VSTE conference, I left there with so many cool ideas. I didn't know what to do with it. But never fear if you don't even have to take your own notes for this one, because we'll be adding all of these resources and more to the resource list that you'll get at the end of this as well when we send out the recording. All right. Any questions? All right, so we're going to get back to that. Okay. Tina, are we ready?
Think so. I just want to make sure, is Carrie in here? Because he's filled out the form twice, but I don't see him in the group, and I want to make sure we get him if he's here.
Don't see him.
Okay, we'll just look out for him.
Yeah, we'll watch out for him.
All right. So, how this will work is we'll have the person start as soon as you share your screen. I'll start the timer. We're doing 5 minutes, as Heather said, and then I'll just let you know. Usually, people like a little bit of a 30-second heads up. So, is that good for all the the presenters? 30 minutes or 30 seconds heads up. I'll come in and say something, and then when the time is up, then we'll have you stop sharing. So let's see. First up is going to be Erica. Are you ready?
I am.
All right. Go ahead and share your screen, and then I'll start the timer.
All right. Hey guys. So I have TeachAid. I love TeachAid because you can use AI and it can create a whole unit or create just a lesson for you. And it can also create a standalone final assessment, which is new. And they've done a lot of updates to TeachAid, which it gives me the vibes almost of Pear Deck and the way that you can interact with it now. I mean, it's not to that level, but it's getting there, I feel like. So what I had already done is I went through earlier today and I created a lesson. So I have it right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and launch that lesson. Here's everything that AI created: the lesson overview, learning goals, success criteria, and then I also created intro activities, my lessons, student activity, and the ending of it. And with each one of these, I could keep on adding resources, and I can also differentiate according to who was in my class and also extend to who's in my class too. All of this is editable. You can change anything that you want. If you say, "Oh, I don't like the way that it's worded, like this narrative structure," I would never say that for sixth grade. I would say, "What is plot?" And that, that's how I would change it. So, and that goes directly to the kids. Cool thing is that if you're on a team, you can share this right to your team. They have access to all of the stuff and they can share with their class too. You can download it in PDF. This is really great for like subs, especially long-term subs, if you have sub plans, because you can print it out and you can print out all the resources, and then also it gives you worksheets. Let me see if I can find reading response. You can print this out. And this was all AI generated, and I can change every little bit of it. And then it also says modify with AI, all the activities you can modify, and give your input on how you want it to show to kids. You can also decide, oh, this is not really differentiated the way that I want it. You can differentiate it, and it's right there for you. You don't have to do a lot of the work other than prompting the AI. Um, so I love that. And then also there is a resource library. You have mind maps that can go in here. You can also format the questions any way that you want. Then you can also, if you want the name on the paper, title, all that, you can make that however you want. Also flashcards and activity cards. I think those are pretty new. Google Images, you can also insert in here. I did not do any of that because one thing that I really love about this, I have to move where I'm talking, is that I can open the interactive classroom. This is all housed in TeachAid. And so it opened a new tab. I hope you can still see this tab. Um, and so what I can do is I can start a live session right now. And I played around with it a little bit today. So you'll see I put in Erica, E, Sarah, Bob, um, and just interacted with it. So what it will show on the student screen, it will go the pace that I'm going in the classroom. So once I get started, they're seeing all this. They are not seeing everything below this. Um, Also, a great thing, especially for your newbie teachers who are just learning the content, is that it has instructions and speaker notes. So the teacher in to it can walk the teacher to what to say or how they need to prompt students. And it gives you sample answers too, which I think is fabulous. Um, Also, key information has there. Another thing that I really like is if you notice over here, this is the educator screen. This is not the student screen. On the educator screen, it says enable AI tutor. I love that for students, especially if they're working on their independent practice. And you'll see that. Let me see if I can find it again. Once I go to student activity,
30
I can,
seconds.
okay, I can enable the tutor. They can talk with the tutor if they have any questions. The tutor will walk them through it. If it's very negative, then the tutor will reroute it into a positive way. But anyway, this is so much stuff, and just play around with it. It is worth everything. So please play around with it. Tell everybody about it. And there you go.
That's so cool. Nice job. That's really exciting. There's so much there.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, well, that was
This
a
is
nice
harder than
sound
it
effect.
looks when you're trying to share all this awesomeness. So
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
great job.
Oh, that's my sound effect. It's my timer. Okay. All right. So I think I may have enabled the chat. So hopefully now everyone can chat and share any ideas or say, great job, Erica. Um, so next up is going to be Katie. Katie, are you ready? All right. So same
I
thing. Once you
am
start
ready.
sharing your screen, I will start the timer.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so I prepared for 3 minutes. So I am going to be doing Google text effects. If you haven't heard of it yet, it is a result of a Google Lab session with Lupe Fiasco, who in my rabbit hole of learning about this, I now have a huge crush on. He is amazing. If you don't know who he is, he's a Grammy Award winning rapper. He's a professor. He is amazing. So he worked with the Google AI team and they created this tool. And in his own words, the mission of this instrument is to introduce you to working with language in ways that you probably would not have thought about otherwise. And it is an actual genuine collaboration between humans and machines. So what I really like about this tool is that when we're thinking about AI and especially thinking about like our updated computer science standards, like this is a way to interact with AI where it is genuinely a collaboration. The AI isn't actually doing anything for you, but it is absolutely helping you. So as you can see, there are 9 tools. I am not going to go over all 9 of them, but I highly encourage you to play around with them. We're going to start with a scene. So imagine you are doing a writing prompt, you are writing a poem, you are writing a song, writing a rap. You enter your scene, and once you hit run, down here, it's going to show you an output. So this is just one example. If you hit view all, you can see all of the scenes that the tool has created for you. So if we're thinking about writing a narrative fictitious piece about a computer lab. Let's think we hear like the clickety clack of keyboards. That's pretty cool. I can pin that and it's going to put it over on the right-hand side of my screen. Maybe I'm thinking about the tangled web of cords snaking across the floor. That's pretty cool too. I can put that there. Now, maybe I'm like, okay, that's a cool scene, but I want to kind of boost this up a notch. I can go to unexpect and I can put in the same or a different one, and I'm going to turn up the temperature this time. I really want to go wild and see what happens. So now we're doing computer lab, and I can do view all again. And now I'm seeing this kind of like more out of the box ideas. So maybe I really like this one that says, okay, the lab is haunted by the ghost of programmers who died while working on the original code for the computers. Pretty wild. I'm going to add that in. If for some reason I didn't like these ideas, even though honestly I played this quite a bit, they're all amazing, you can also rerun. It will redo it with all new ones. So now I kind of have my scenes and I want to think about, so like, what's some vocab that I can build now? So let's explore some words related to technology. And remember, I kept it at temperature 1, so it's going to give me some pretty out there stuff. If I wanted to turn this down to maybe 0.4 and redo it, it's going to change that for me. So again, you can do view all, and you can just throw these into your right-hand side, and anything that you pin is going to be added to that space. Last one I'm going to show is just alliteration because this one is just fun. So if my topic is maybe robots and I want words that are starting with H, let's run and let's see. We have all these different words. I can again add them to the pin. And now this is another really cool part about this. I have this whole brainstorm of things that I can use in my writing. If I hit download all and then I go in, I now have this text file that has all my brainstorm right here. And if I'm working through it, going through, and I'm like, oh, wait, okay, maybe the alliteration ones I chose weren't great. If I keep scrolling, I'm going to see everything that it output for me, which is really cool. I'm also going to show another really cool part about this, a couple cool parts. each tool has a short video that you can watch of Lupe demonstrating how they all work. And you can also look under the hood. So by looking under the hood, you can actually show kids, okay, so yes, this is an AI tool. This is how each prompt and output was created. And then the final thing I'm going to show you, because this is what kind of started it all for me, is if you go to the home, you can actually watch a short video that shows how this tool was created and why it was created and its true purpose. And I'm going to end with another quote from Lupe because
I was
he's
going to say
amazing.
30 seconds.
Okay, so his kind of like the inspiration for this was this quote: "If I hit a wall, don't knock the wall down, pick me up a little bit so I can climb over the top."
Awesome. Nice job. That's so cool. Now I have to learn more about him. All right, awesome. Okay, so next up is, and I'm afraid I'm going to say it wrong, but Ying Qing. All right, so I'm going to skip and I'm going to go to Jen. We'll come back and I'll ask again. Before Jen goes though, I need to, yeah, I need to know if CW is Carrie Wright. So if you'll just put that in the chat if that is you, so I can promote you because you're also on our list of presenters if that is you. So Jen, are you ready?
I should probably unmute, but yes, I am ready. Can you all
All
see
right.
the screen okay?
Yep, I'm going to start the timer.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I was tasked with creating some different growth mindset lessons for a fifth grade class, and I only had short times where I would go in and be able to work with these kids on growth mindset. And so I wanted to do something that was kind of a little bit different than a typical lesson. And I used kind of a mashup of ChatGPT, Notebook LM, and Google Slides to make that happen. So I'm just going to go through kind of the process that I did for creating it and then show you all a little bit of what it looked like when it came out. So the first thing I did is I used ChatGPT. At the time we were allowed to do that. Now I have to use Gemini, but to use ChatGPT, you could use any of the open source AI programs to get needed information. Because I didn't have off the top of my head people who show growth mindset that I knew about. So I put in a prompt to ChatGPT and I said, you know, a story of someone famous who made a mistake but learned from it. And ChatGPT gave me 5 people who made mistakes but learned from it, who are pretty famous, and the lesson that went along with what they learned. So I took each of those 5 people, we did one at a time, and I copy and pasted their information into Notebook LM. And Notebook LM is really cool. It has a lot of different features, but for this particular project, I focused on their podcast version. So what I did is in their studio, I generated a deep dive conversation to create an audio version of the information with a podcast style, because the kids are really into that. Like they'll sit and listen to a 3-minute podcast, no problem. But like me talking about the person, not as interesting. So directions are here on how you can do that. You can create in Notebook LM, you just create a new notebook. And then I use the paste text option for this because I was getting the information from ChatGPT, but I have also uploaded actual files to this and it works also. But I feel like the longer the text is, the longer the deep dive conversation becomes. So just keep that in mind. So here's an example of some pasted text about Steve Jobs, and then I inserted it. And then I generate a deep dive conversation. It takes a while, but you don't have to wait while it's doing that. It's fine. You can kind of move away and come back. Once it's ready, you can choose to download it. And this is what I did for this option. So this is the Walt Disney one. I can download it. And then I had to figure out a way to deliver and present it to the kids. So what I did is I chose to use Google Slides and give them 5 slides that they could choose from. And I just made a little slide deck because it was super simple. And then I could push that out to them however I decided. In this case, I just showed it up on the screen. We did it all together, and then they knew they could access it through Canvas at another time. So let's take a look at what the deep dive conversation sounds like. I'm going to use the Oprah Winfrey one. The the Walt Disney one starts off, it sounds a little inappropriate if about it's just really funny. It's not unless you're an adult, but the kids didn't pick up on it. So
Welcome
here you
back,
go.
everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Can you hear that?
Always.
Awesome. Well, today we're going to be diving deep into one event in Oprah Winfrey's early career, a moment that could have completely derailed her journey.
Sounds interesting.
But instead of stopping her, it actually became a pivotal turning point, putting her on the path to becoming, well, Oprah.
I'm intrigued.
We're going to be looking at a time when
So it blows my mind that AI can come up with what sounds just like a real podcast, but about whatever topic I want them to create it on. So that is in a nutshell how I ended up kind of like smashing all those together. ChatGPT with Notebook LM with Google Slides. Obviously, you can take this idea and run with it because there are so many things that you can do with that. And there are a lot more features inside Notebook LM besides just the deep dive conversation, but that's one that I feel like our students are really like hooked into right now. So that's it for me.
All right, perfect. You just had just about 30 seconds left, so that's awesome. All right, so next up is Dr. Galsby. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Hello,
Okay.
everyone. I'm Shanita, Dr. Shanita Glaspie, and let me know when I could start because I don't want to not be in the time range.
Okay, I haven't started the timer. As soon as you share are you going to share your screen?
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as it comes up, then I'll start the timer.
Okay, let's see. Share. Can everybody hear me?
Yep, and we can see it too. Great job.
Awesome.
Starting now.
Awesome. So, just a little bit about myself. I've been in education for 16 years now, and I am an economics and math teacher. And in economics, we have these hard topics that I want to stick in the students' minds. And I saw this website where I'm actually able to do an anchor chart. So in economics, we learn about the law of supply, learn about the law of demand, and the equilibrium price. And it wasn't sticking in some of my struggling students or my lower performing students' minds. So I wanted to utilize them being able to have a hands-on activity and at the same time use their notes that they've already written to kind of create it, but do it using technology. And so I wanted to display the actual lesson plan. So this is the actual lesson plan. So after I show a video on the topic and we did our notes, I'll say, students, let's go and create a picture of our notes. And so using this website, and I'll drop this website in the chat so that everybody can, if they wanted to come up, do it as I'm doing it. Okay. Can y'all still see my screen? Okay. All right. So we have some norms. Some of the norms is that you have to have your name, the date, and the class on your picture is worth 1,000 words notes. But the students are very engaged. Both the high functioning and the low performing students are engaged because you get to make it your own. This is something new that they possibly haven't heard about. And so what I tell them to do is I tell them to select the diagram, anyone you like. And most of the time they would select a bubble like this and bring it over. And then you can type anything you like in it. Again, this is their notes. So they're typing like definitions, they type in pictures of their actual notes right in this document. And the reason I tell them to customize it, I teach them all the tools on how to customize their notes. So let's see if I can take that out. Okay, so you can fill the document in with any color you like. You can change the font style, the font size, all of those things. And I like this website because it's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. The workaround is it's very similar to a Word document. Only thing that I like about it is that you can display so much more, and students like to see visuals. So let me show you a finished product of this activity. So this is a model of exactly what the students can do using their notes. This is the same thing they will have in their notebooks, but allowing them to customize it and draw it out on their own. And so it's an anchor chart. And I tell my students, fill it in as much as information as you want to. And you can actually use it as a tool for reinforcement. So it doesn't have to be something they learned that day. It could be something they learned the day before and add to it. And again, my higher performing students, they are going to run with this times 100. My lower performing students, they may not get all the bells and whistles of how the software actually works. However, they will have, I tell them, I actually have a, let's see right here. I have a rubric to go along with the activity where the students get to see what will get them 4 points on either category, the labels, the graphics, and clarity. So just a roundabout, this is something you don't have. This is a
30
software.
seconds.
Okay, this is a software that you can use in English class, you can use in math class, you can use in science class, because it has so many other options. You can do Venn diagrams and so many other things to make your notes come to life.
All right, cool. Nice job. All right, awesome. So let's see. Next up is Carrie. So Carrie, just because you weren't on, let me just really quickly say, I'll let you share your screen. As soon as you start sharing your screen, I'll start the timer. You get 5 minutes. Yeah, we have a little more extra time this time. So I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll give you a 30-second warning.
Okay, so I'm going, yeah?
Yeah, when you're ready.
What's up, Virginia? So I'm going to try to get rid of my little black bar at the top because that's going to stop me from switching between screens. But I love Google Notebooks. And so I'm not talking about the Trapper Keeper. If anybody's on this who was back in the day with a freaking Trapper Keeper, that was the jam. I'm not talking about a Trapper Keeper. I'm not even talking about like a Mead 5-subject notebook. I'm talking about a Google Notebook, LM. Brand new resource. It's for free, and they're coming out with new features on it all the time. So I create these for my own life. Samuel, that's like the book of the Bible. I use it for my Sunday school class. This is sleep aids. I'm an old man. I need to get to sleep. What supplements am I going to take? I have a friend who runs a moving storage business. I do my Avid stuff here in Martinsville City Public Schools. I put all of my Avid PDFs in there. Then this is another set of notebooks that I do. How to build a custom ChatGPT. Go back. This is something that I built for an AP physics teacher. This is something that I built for a dude in Kuwait. Are you kidding me? I partner with a dude in Kuwait. He wants to talk about smart, sustainable, and green cities. This is how we roll. And so these are some of the examples. I have a friend who likes UVA football, another one who likes Math 6. You can see these Math 6 notebooks. So you build these notebooks. They live in these little tiles. There they are. I'm going to check out this physics notebook. So this is appearing on the screen differently than it did like last week. So what you do is you go into Google Notebook and it's going to say drop your sources in here. You got up to 50 sources. If you've ever done anything before, pick your most 50 essential sources on what your topic's going to be. I, as a former AP teacher, I know where College Board is. And so I went on this and I built this for this teacher. I went to AP College Board, and you can see all of these PDFs I got. And then what? I got PDFs. I got YouTube videos. If I build a custom GPT for someone, I'm restricted in the types of files that I can add to that custom GPT. With a Google Notebook, I can add PDFs, YouTube videos, Google Sheets, Google Docs, copy and paste text. So I had all of these sources in there. Say anyone who is going to be a teacher. This guy said, I want this for my teachers to build lesson plans. Now, I could subtly shift the focus of this and go to support students. I'm working with all of our teachers here in Martinsville that I support this year. What is your class? Teach? You a high school English teacher? Give me your 50 favorite resources for writing, reading, speaking, listening. I'm going to dump them into Google Notebook for you, and we're going to release it to our kids. So you can see where you can add the sources. You got up to 50. Then you can interact with those, just like a good old chat GPT, but this is going to be focused just to your sources. Then I'm going to come over here to the studio. Yes, I could build that beautiful podcast like we had before. When I go to build that podcast, I can tell it what I want the focus of that podcast to be. If I'm going to release this to people, please know that if you play with it before you release it, some of these features are going to be shared. Like I just loaded all those up there and I said FAQ. I said study guide. I said briefing doc, and those are in there. And when I share it, those are in there. So if you want it to be pure and simple and straight and, pristine, don't mess around with it before you share it out. But some of these are absolutely amazing. AP Physics Review Guide. Do this for anything that you're thinking about learning about, folks, gardening for the spring, whatever. And it gives you this review guide. I mean, what in the world? It pulled out all of the key terms from this subject. And all I got to do is teach those to the students. I could chat about it. I could do whatever else. So you got to be using Google Notebooks this spring semester to check all these things out. So again, those are some examples of how I do it at school. I just loaded up all my favorite educational things. I did this for a student in Pakistan who is taking education class for the first time.
30 seconds.
Rock and roll. Appreciate you, Tina. And so I said, and this is also another great way to use like Perplexity, another search engine. We saw ChatGPT, throw a web search on there, get your sources like this, load all those different types of sources up there, and then you got it. I mean, I don't know. I just think they're fantastic. You got to try them out while it's free and check it out, folks. Go Virginia, rock and roll. Love VSTE.
Right at it. You did right at the 5 minutes. Nice work.
Heather, what's up? I see you there, girl. Good to see you,
Hey.
Tech Splash. Rock and roll.
Good to see you. Oh, great job to everybody. I've got so many more things to do now. Thank you. I've got homework to go back and look at all these great resources. And even like the ones I had used, you all brought out a different use for them. So yay you for bringing out something. It's hard to bring something new to the VSTE world because we all tend to be, seeing all the new things and seeing those things. But it's great to see tools, even tools I've seen before, used in completely different ways. So I just love that. So as we're getting ready to, it's that time again. I don't think we had anybody step up at the last minute. Did we, Tina? No, but no takers at the last minute that want to step in.
I think we've got everybody, unless
Okay.
there's somebody in the audience.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen here and just share the link to the resources, and Katie's going to drop that in the chat as well, so that we'll have that. And if I can get back to my share, so there we go. And I'm going to go to a full screen share because you guys might want to be actually able to see my screen. So you do have the time there. We do have this great resource, and what I love about it is you're going to have this fantastic thing. So if you're supporting teachers with AI and you have questions, you got some great resources to share with them. So, and then you need to tell them they need to come to the next VSTE Demo Slam. So as Katie drops that link into the chat there, you can pick it up on the QR code, or you can just pick it up from the chat there to add your own thing. So if you weren't presenting tonight, and we want you to think about presenting in a future demo slam. But if you weren't stepping up to the plate tonight, but you have a tool maybe that you're excited about, or maybe you're using some of the same tools that you have been shared tonight, but maybe use them in a different way, share that on the resources too, because it's just going to make for a much more an enriched document there that we can share and work from. And it's always good to have ideas from all over VSTE. All right, so is it time to vote, Tina?
Sure, it can be.
Are
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Well, I do want to share one thing before we go. I do have to say this. I'm going to tell you guys that I used AI for the first time to completely create a presentation proposal. I was under the gun, needed to get it in, and it was one of those where I had to put proposal in to present. And I'm like, I don't really have time, but I really need to get this done. So Gemini to the rescue. I asked it to generate a list of topics. I gave it my parameters, and not only did I get a fantastic description, I got it in the 50 words that there was their limit. I got one of the coolest titles that I've ever put in a presentation proposal, and I'll let you know it was The Alchemy of Adversity. That may be my book title, so don't steal that. I may have to put that down somewhere and this book title, a future book title. But it did everything, the objectives, everything I asked it to do. So cool stuff. And I love it when AI can help us do things and help us get to the more interesting things that we want to do besides putting together conference proposals. But I know none of you did that for your VSTE proposal. You probably did your own and you wrote everything out. This one was not for VSTE, but for another conference. But I still feel good about it. So we'll see if I actually get if AI came to the rescue and actually gets me a seat to present. So we'll see. All right, so it's time to vote. So Tina has put it into a poll.
We need the drum roll. We've got to get some sound effects
No, I've
for
got to
this.
get. Oh, that sounds.
All
Okay.
right, so I'm going to launch the poll. I will say before we do this that the winner gets a $50 gift card to Amazon, and then our second and third place winners get $25 gift cards to Amazon. So woohoo! Everybody is a winner though, because those were all great resources, and we all get to take away something great. All right, here we go. So while we're voting, do we want to talk about activated learning, Heather?
Absolutely. We have so while you guys are voting here, we're going to talk about some things. We actually have lots of things coming up in VSTE World. If you are not signed up for the Power of Coaching Conference, I highly suggest that. It's coming up really soon here on February 4th and 5th in Williamsburg. Some fantastic sessions there. That is VSTE's collaboration with VSTE. So we're really excited about that. And so more information on that on the VSTE.org website. We actually are really super excited. If you haven't already subscribed, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because you really need to get on board with the Activated Learning podcast. So it is the Virginia Department of Ed in collaboration. If I'm going to mess this up right, I'm sorry. VDOE partners with Blue Ridge Public Television, and VSTE is a collaborating partner on this one, and we support this one. But it's a fantastic one. You're going to hear real stories from educators all over the state talking about the cool things they're doing with technology, what their students are doing with it, and how they're activating learning with technology. So I just love it. Season 1 is out there, so you can go binge season 1, and season 2 is well underway. We have new episodes dropping every 2 weeks, and some really cool things that you probably going to learn. Every time I listen to one of the podcasts, I learn something new and interesting. So definitely worth looking at. And then watch in VSTE.org and watch your email. You'll get some more information from the Department of Ed this summer. I think they're going to do another summer series. So if you can watch and and communicate and talk about this each session. So it's really a fun time.
And earn PD points.
And earn PD for it. So it's a win-win. So
It's a
and
win-win. But it's
yeah,
a great podcast. If you haven't
absolutely.
heard it, take a chance and listen to it. There's so many cool things you can learn on it, and you'll also hear from some of our VSTE members too,
Yes.
from the conference. So
Yes.
that's always fun.
Excited to hear the upcoming episodes. So if you haven't, wherever you get your podcast, you can subscribe, and then you can also go on the actually you can watch it on YouTube. There's actually the video version on YouTube. So all right, next thing coming up on the calendar, this is actually from the Virtual Virginia's annual Professional Learning Conference with Vital. If you've not signed up, please go and do that. It's going to be a fantastic, some fantastic days of learning. And that's going to be February 6th and 8th. And there's already the schedule's been posted, some fantastic sessions, all virtual and all free. So for Virginia public educators. So please take advantage of that and get signed up for that. Going to be some fantastic sessions. In VSTE World, we have our next demo slam coming up on Digital Learning Day on February 13th. So we want you to step up again to the plate and to the ring, or just to attend. And we encourage you to share this with your fellow colleagues, so they can come and listen, they can come and participate. So you're going to learn a lot, and we're really talking about ways we get students to create. What are some tools you're using? How are we getting students to create? So it's really it's a kind of a free for all technology day, but it's celebrating Digital Learning Day and how we engage students through technology. And then, as if we don't have enough going on in spring, we have the Leading Ed Forum coming up on March 13th. Find out more information about that at VSTE.org. I know there's a call for presentations. I think it's already gone out, or maybe we'll go out shortly, but I'll learn more about that at VSTE.org. Mark your calendar for it. All right. Again, we have our ed tech reels on, and we have a playlist on our YouTube channel, or you can also go to our Go Open VA and find all the ed tech reels listed there as well. So lots of ways to access some great VSTE content. A lot of that content from ed tech reels comes out of this committee. So we're really excited to share that work and the work that people have worked with us for ed tech reels. All right, so are we ready with a winner? Do we have a winner, Tina?
We do. I will have to say there for a second, I thought we were going to have a 5-way tie.
Oh,
It was really close.
you were
Yes,
so brilliant.
super close. So the first place winner is Katie with Google's Text Effects. Yay.
Hey,
So that's
Katie.
a $50 gift card for you. I think I already have your email address. So, but woohoo. And then there was a tie for second and third place with Carrie and Erica. So congratulations to you all. Nice job. And once again, thank you for all of the people that presented. Thank you for all of our attendees. Thank you for those participating in the chat. This is one of my favorite things to do with VSTE, because there's so many people interacting and sharing tools, and I always walk away with a lot of new stuff. So thank you all for being here. We will send out a link to this recording, and then we will also be publishing some EdTech Reels that have short little clips of the things that were shared here today. So keep an eye out for that.
And one last little thing there is we're going to give you some feedback, or we're going to ask you for some feedback. So one of the things that we like to do is we like to ask our attendees what they want to see in future demo slams or future webinars from the education committee. So we're going to Katie drop that feedback link in the chat, so you'll be able to add your thoughts of what should our March demo slam look like. We purposely haven't nailed down that topic yet because we want to hear from you. We want to see what's important in your world, what's important to share, what are the things you're excited about. So add that to the feedback form, and we'll see what March's topic will come up. So we'll know at least before our next demo slam, you'll see that information that'll go out. So all right. So congratulations so much to our winners. You'll get a follow-up email that'll have the links to the resource document and the link to the video, so you can go back and rewatch it if you want to see something. Maybe 5 minutes goes by fast, so it's hard to, maybe you want to go back and see something in action, you can go back and watch those. And if we'll see you next time. And if you are not a VSTE member, we highly encourage you to become a VSTE member. It is one of the best bargains out there, let me tell you, because
It's
it's
free.
it's free. It's complimentary even. It's what we would call complimentary if we're going to use big words.
And make sure you plug the education committee as well.
Yes.
Ah, yes. So the education committee is the committee that puts on things like this and the Activated Learning podcast and other such fun things. So we'd love to have you join in to our committee if you are interested in being a part of it. Anyone can be a part of our committee. So we'd love to have you.
We think we're the most fun.
We
Just
are
saying.
the most fun.
I think so too.
Don't tell the
Don't-
other committees.
Don't tell the outreach committee because they think they're the most fun.
They are pretty fun.
They really are. We're all really a fun group. I don't
I
know.
know. Everybody's fun. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone for being here.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Thanks for putting all that in there, Katie. Good job.
Yes.